Module overview. The torso is the central structure of the human figure. It houses the vital organs, anchors the limbs, and acts as the primary axis of balance, movement, and strength. A deep understanding of the torso's form, proportions, masses, and underlying anatomy is crucial for mastering figure drawing. In this module, you will explore the torso in depth and complexity, studying how the rib cage, pelvis, spinal column, and muscular systems work together to create form, movement, and gesture. You will also practice constructive drawing techniques to build torsos from imagination or life with anatomical and structural accuracy, flexibility, and flow. First, anatomical foundations of the torso. The torso comprises two major bony landmarks and several critical muscular systems. A. Skeletal components: spine, vertebral column; cervical, 7; thoracic, 12; lumbar, 5; sacrum. Coccyx acts as the central axis of the torso, introduces natural curves: cervical, inward; thoracic, outward; lumbar, inward; rib cage, protects heart and lungs, forms a barrel shape composed of 12 pairs of ribs attached to the thoracic spine; pelvis, bony basin connecting the spine and legs; tilt and rotation critical for contrapposto and gesture. Landmarks: iliac crest, ASIS; anterior superior iliac spine; pubic symphysis, B; muscular landmarks: pectoralis major rectus abdominis, ABES; external and internal obliques: serratus anterior, latissimus dorsi; trapezius erector spinae group. Each muscle group defines the surface form, contributes to pose, and expresses movement or strain. Second, major masses of the torso. The torso can be simplified into two primary volumes: rib cage, often visualized as an egg-shaped cylinder or boxy oval pelvis; tilted bowl or bucket shape. These two forms are connected by the spine, and their orientation in space defines the dynamic posture of the figure. Understanding the relationship, rotation, and tilt of these two volumes helps artists achieve realistic movement and flow. Box construction method. Rib cage and pelvis drawn as two 3D boxes, tilt, twist, and lean visualized in 3D space. Good for dynamic poses and foreshortening. B. Egg method uses elliptical forms to block in torso, useful for quick gesture or simplified forms. Third, the core connection, spine and torso movement. The spinal column not only holds up the torso, but is the central gesture line of the figure. It provides flexibility, bending, twisting, rotating; support, posture, and structure; flow, movement from head to pelvis; important spine-driven movements: flexion, forward bending; extension, backward bending; lateral flexion, side bending; rotation, twisting. Understanding how the rib cage reacts to spinal motion and how the pelvis counterbalances it is critical for dynamic drawing. 4. Planes and forms of the torso. Studying the torso in planar breakdown helps simplify its complexity. It's a frontal plane divides left and right, useful in mapping centerline and symmetry. B. Lateral plane, side-facing surface, important for depth and overlap in side views. C. Top/bottom planes shows volume and tilting of pelvis or rib cage. Using planes allows artists to establish light and shadow zones, build depth and dimensionality, align muscle forms correctly on curved surfaces. 5. Surface anatomy and form landmarks. Important landmarks that guide torso drawing: sternum navel, belly button; midpoint between sternum and pubic bone; iliac crest, top ridge of the pelvis; thoracic arch, pit of the neck; scapulae, shoulder blades. Especially in back view, memorizing these aids accurate proportioning and helps locate muscular insertions. 6. Torso in motion and compression. Understanding compression and stretch across the torso is key to illustrating movement. A. Twist and counter-twist, rib cage and pelvis rotate in opposite directions. Spine and abdominal muscles show tension/stretch accordingly. B. Bending and stretching, side bends, compress obliques on one side, stretch on the other, arching the back, extends the spine, and lifts the rib cage. Dynamic torsos require knowledge of how mass shifts, skin folds, and muscles behave under pressure. 7. Common drawing mistakes and corrections. Symmetrical torsos. Realistic torsos are rarely perfectly symmetrical. Correction: use contrapposto and natural weight shifts, stiff boxiness, overuse of geometric blocking. Correction: balanced structure with gestural flow, misaligned pelvis and rib cage, results in awkward posture. Correction: practice rotational alignment and twist exercises, flat torsos, lack of depth. Correction: use overlapping lines and shadows to show depth. 8th, application and practice exercises. Draw a torso twist from multiple angles, construct rib cage and pelvis boxes from imagination, overlay anatomy on gesture drawings. Life drawing focus sessions. 10-minute torso-only poses, skull to pelvis spine studies for dynamic S-curves. 9th, master analysis. Study torsos from Michelangelo, heroic torsos with exaggerated anatomy, Leonardo da Vinci, anatomical precision and dissection studies. Lucian Freud, fleshy, realistic mass comic book artists, e.g., Jim Lee, Frank Frazetta, exaggerated torsos for dynamic impact. Learning outcomes. By the end of this module, you will be able to understand and construct the torso using simplified 3D forms, recognize and draw major muscle groups of the torso, depict twisting, leaning, bending torsos dynamically, analyze posture using spine, rib cage, and pelvis alignment, integrate anatomical precision with expressive gesture.